We will begin. All right, we will go back and forth from 2024 to these other years. Good luck, everybody. Let's hopefully see a downtown or two. Empty box. Let it begin. And I'll try to ship this out tomorrow morning. It's going to be tight, though. I got family stuff to deal with, so this might not ship till Monday, but I'm going to try to get it out. Good luck, everybody. We got Josh Downs, Brown, Williams, Gino, Michael Penix on the rookie recruits. We take those. Jaden Hicks and a Troy Franklin to start things off. Atlanta, there you go, Stuff. That's not a bad start. Todd, you have Jags and Panthers. That is correct. That is correct. And we got a mem here. Kelsey, Debo, Pat Fryermuth. We got Marvin Harrison, Newton, Trey Benson on the silver for Arizona, and Xavier Legette going to Carolina. There you go, Todd, on the first year fresh. So fresh. All right. Pittman, Hendrickson, Williams, Boutte, Roma Dunze on the blue. We like that. We approve of that. I think that's going to Rob. Estime and a Kool-Aid for the Saints. Is that Rob with the Bears? It was. Going to Rob. You have too many. That sounds like a terrible problem. Kyler Murray, Drake London, Harrison Smith, Darnold, Jatavian Sanders for Carolina as well. DJ James for Seattle, and a Cooper Kupp. A.J. Dillon, Chuba, Aaron Rodgers, Hyatt, Johnny Manziel. We're going to Cleveland. Terrion Arnold and a little Jaden Daniels. I'm not going to complain about that, Primo. Never, ever. Micah, Derrick Henry, Dallas Goedert, C.J. Mosley, Drake May. We like that too on the blue. Beauty. Eric All for the Bengals and a Mostert. Nobody cheered more than Primo on that. Stinky. New England. That's going to Rob too. You're off to a good start, Rob. We like that. All right, let's jump backwards to 2021. Let's go back in time. Empty box. Aguilar, Landry, Caleb Farley going to the Titans. I don't know where old Caleb Farley is these days. And a 2-2 Atwell. He might have scored last night. I don't remember. I know he was catching some things. Wasn't enough, though. Mac Jones had enough. We got Dak, DK. We got a Boogie Basham for Buffalo and Pat Fryermuth on the Rookie Phenoms going to Pittsburgh. There you go, Pittsburgh. That is Nick. All right, Nick. Is he in a van down by the river? Yikes. Poor Caleb. I used to say those players ended up at the car wash. We got Montgomery, Frank Clark, Mike Davis, and Elijah Molden for the Titans as well. Brett Favre, Leonard. We got Jalen Darden on the silver going to Tampa Bay, and Adafe for Baltimore. Strahan, Mike Evans. Look at that beauty right there on the bronze. Jamar Chase. Is that B-Wax? B-Wax, did you grab them? And Elijah Moore for the Jets. That's a nice little hit there. B-Wax. Yeah, nice hit. We like that. We approve. That's why you bought them. Well, it's nice when it works out, isn't it? It's nice when it works out. John Riggins, Garoppolo. We got Brandon Cooks for the Texans and Ojulari for the Giants. We hit a 2021 Josh Allen downtown in the last big break. Tyreek, Hines Ward, Zaven Collins on the bronze going to Arizona. Is he still around? I don't know about him. And a Nico Collins. We'll take that, Houston. You don't make the rules. Hey, Kimberly. Welcome in. Happy Friday. We got Tanyan, Pittman, Devontae Smith on the Gridiron Kings. Nice little hit there for Kerr Saxon. And a Luke Farrell for the Jags. Yeah, happy Friday, Kimberly. We got Herbie, Alvin Kamara, Elijah Mitchell for the 49ers going to Steve on the silver, and a Micah Parsons rookie. How about that? We'll take that too. Going to the Cowboys. That's all grit. Chase Young, Byard, Derrick Henry for the Titans on the My House, and a Trey Lance. Don't forget about me. Going to Steve. Hey, I see you out there, Mike Pratt. Hope you're doing good. Oh, you've already forgotten, Stinky. Trey Lance is still out there, just waiting for his chance to shine. Was he on the Chargers? Anything happens to Herbie, Trey Lance is waiting, just like Mac Jones was waiting. How about old Mac Jones? He ain't done yet. We got Musgrave, Deontay Johnson, Ayuk, Fitzpatrick, A.J. Brown on the diamond hands, Blake Corum for the Rams and a little Ladd McConkey action as well. Not a bad first pack there. Safe travels, Mike Pratt. Safe travels. Franklin, Nick Chubb, Jalen Carter, Jalen Hurts, Jared Verse for the Rams on the blue, Dallas Turner, and a Nate Wiggins for Baltimore. I guess we'll save that one for the end. Gotta be a mem. Gotta be a mem. Wilson, Zach Allen, Garrett Wilson, Slayton, Xavier Legette on the blue, Bell for New England, and a Juju. James Cook, Mixon, Wilkins, Eckler, Malachi Corley on the hidden potential for the Jets, Joe Alt, and a Braylon Trice for the Falcons. Javonte, Mark Andrews, Baker, Kenneth Walker, Chop Robinson for the Dolphins on the blue, Trotter, and a Chris Olave. Gardner Minshew, Treylon Burks, Levante David. We got Tip. We got Mason Smith for the Jags. TJ Hawkinson on the silver going to the Vikings. And TFN. Troy Franklin going to Denver on the first year fresh. He seems to be doing all right. Well, you gotta be like me, Stinky. Mrs. Wise Guy cuts my hair. And before Mrs. Wise Guy, Mrs. 238 used to cut my hair. So, when the 238s lived in Michigan, long ago. All right, we're jumping back to 2023. We need a downtown now. Come on, 2023. Empty box. That's right. You got the coupon. You got to cash that in. Mrs. 238. She can give a good haircut. Jim Kelly. Tyson Bagent for the Bears. Ryland. We got Justin Jefferson on the silver. And Deuce Vaughn on the first year fresh going to Dallas. There you go, Allgrit. TJ Watt and Aaron Donald to start us off. Oh, you need some help, Dr. Jones. We still got a good ways to go with that, with the Donruss hobby, with its 8,000 packs in it. We just had a patch, but it looks like we got another patch. Jordan Love, Brian Burns, Nolan Smith for the Eagles, Lucas Van Ness for Green Bay, Chris Collinsworth on the silver, Jalen Hyatt on the rookie phenom patch, and a Joe Burrow bonus patch. We'll take a bonus patch. take a bonus patch. Maybe a bonus patch means downtown? I don't know. Odell Beckham, Petrie, Tajay for Tennessee, Azuma on the silver going to KC, Stetson Bennett. Is he still chilling on the Rams? I don't hear his name anymore. Aiden Hutchinson and Odell Beckham. Shaq Thompson, T-Law, Jamari Connor for the Chiefs, Bryce Young, take that. Jalen Hurts on the play action, Petrie, and a Shaq Thompson. Bruce Smith, Joe Burrow, Jaron Hall for the Vikings, Luke Schoonmaker for Dallas, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Whatever happened to him? Did he end up at the car wash? T-Law and a Kurt Warner. He might be working at the car wash. Josh Jacobs, Russell Wilson, Brenton Strange for the Jags, DJ Johnson on the silver for Carolina, Josh Allen on the passing grade, Goff, and a Gabe Davis. All right. Come on. I don't want it to have to rest on the shoulders of the hobby box. Maybe if we get Sombrero Cat involved. Let's go, Sombrero Cat. Now is the time. Empty box. Derrick Henry, A.J. Dillon, Charbonnet, Kittle, Darius Robinson for Arizona, Will Shipley, and a C.J. Mosley. Oh, he's with the Eagles? Well, that's cool. I'm happy to know he is still around. Hendrickson, Kyler Murray, Isaiah Simmons, Jordan, Quinyon Mitchell going to Philly, Roman Wilson for Pittsburgh, and an Aaron Rodgers. Chuba, TJ, Justin Fields, DJ Moore on the Rockets. That's pretty nice. We'll take that. Bears going to Rob. A little Rocket action. Caleb Williams on the primary colors. Back-to-back Bears. Johnny Wilson and a BTJ for the Jags. Ah, Stetson is still with the Rams. Okay. I guess everybody's just resigned to the fact that Stafford is just going to play forever. Pittman, Saquon, Ruckert. We got Brian Thomas Jr. First year fresh. There you go, Jags. PS2 on the silver for Denver. Malik Neighbors and Devontae Walker for Baltimore. Yeah, you never know with Stafford. He could need some rest at any time. But he is a fighter. I know since he came from Detroit, that guy can play through a lot of pain. It's too bad he could not pull out a win against Mac Jones. Kelsey, Micah, Will Levis, Rashad White, Latu going to Indy, Ricky Pearsall, and a Jamari Thrash for the Browns. Yeah, I fell asleep watching that game last night. I can't believe it went to overtime. At least it didn't end in a tie, though. Nothing is worse than that. Drake London, Aiden, Derek Carr, Ramondre, Max Crosby on the play action for the Raiders, McClellan for Atlanta, and a little Caleb base. Take that. All right, it comes down to this, Donruss Hobby. Empty box. Good luck, everybody. Well, they set up the rules, Stinky. They could change them at any time. They change all the rules for all the other crazy stuff. Like, whoever thought you have to announce that you're going to do an onside kick? That rule change is the worst of all. All right, Lofton. Todd, Doug Williams on the red. We got Elik Ayamanor for the Titans. Trey Benson. Rozier. We got Fred Warner on the All Action Pros. Oh, I love these. Quinn Ewers. They look so good. Going to the Dolphins. That's one of my favorites. These retro rated rookies. Josh Hines Allen and a Sammy Laporta. Aaron Rodgers, Bo, Donovan Jackson for the Vikings, Vernon Davis, Woodson. We got Milroe on the Elite Series rookies going to Seattle. Tyler Warren on the throwback. Looks good. Mahomes on the road to the Super Bowl. Gabe Davis and an Anzalone. Amon-Ra, Buda Baker. We got, the no name going to Pittsburgh. That is Mike Williams on the no name. Terrence Ferguson for the Rams. Ricky Williams, Torrey Holt. We got Jeffrey Simmons on the Dominators. Jalen Carter on the Champ is here. Oh, we forgot to do an over-under on the Champ is here. Baker and a Theo Johnson for Primo. The last hobby box, we had 5 Champ is here's. Could we do better than that? What do you think? That was our first one. Newsome, Tyrone Tracy, Ashton, going to the Raiders, Bijan, Gibbs, Ewers on the rookies. Should that be numbered? Boy, it sure looks like that should be numbered. That's nice. Mr. Bradford. Hairston on the throwback for Buffalo. Lad McConkey on the bomb squad. Michael Wilson and a Rich Gannon. Brock Purdy, Zerline. Emmett on the red. DJ Giddens. Oh, look at that. Walked right into Abdul Carter. 14 out of 25. Going to the Giants. All right, Giants. We take that. I think that's Rob, too, maybe. Is that Rob? It is. There you go, Rob. Out of 25. Achan. Brock Bowers on the Elite Series. Xavier Legette on the Instant. Franklin. Fairbairn. Kid Reporter. I guess I don't know what he's doing with that. I didn't even catch that at first. Bledsoe, Higgins, Mertz for Tampa Bay. We got Ibuka, 23 out of 199 for Tampa Bay. Nice. Xavier Worthy. Blake, T-Law on the Dominators. We had James Cook on the road to the Super Bowl. Upchurch, Osa, Kid Reporter. CeeDee Lamb, Dobbins, Chimere for the Titans, McLaughlin, 2-2, Singletary on the Legend Series, Tyler Shaw for the Saints. I don't know, I've heard some people say Shaw. I'm not sure which one's the right way. Oren Burks on the Champions here, number 2. Breece Hall and a Christian Watson. Sure. Jason Taylor. Ooh, we run into a Nico Collins, 46 out of 68, going to Houston. Very nice. Torrey Horton for Seattle. Derrick Henry. James Cook. Canton Kings. Ozzie Newsome going to the Browns. 335 out of 425. A little love for Cleveland. We got Will Howard on the Elite Series rookies. Another champ is here. Number 3, Jalen Hurts. And Chase Brown and a Diggs. Just a second here. Now that the bigger sleeves. There we go. All right, there we go. We'll get that taken care of. Keon Coleman, Devontae, Jalen Polk on the red. We got Judkins for the Browns, Leonard Williams, Jerry Jeudy, Upchurch on the Legends series for Denver, Dan Marino on the Bomb Squad, Sam Darnold, and a Jared Goff. Man, what are the serious glue on these packs? McFadden, Van Noy, Dak on the red, Malachi Starks for Baltimore, Godwin, Ed Reed, Justin Jefferson on the Gridiron Kings, Jaden Daniels on the Bomb Squad, Edgerrin James, and a John Jefferson. Sanderstill, Levis, Rashad Bateman for Baltimore, 434 out of 500 on that one. Going to Baltimore. Helm for the Titans. Carmichael, Montgomery, Jaden Blue on the Elite Series rookies. Going to the Cowboys. We got CJ on the instant with Ricky Pearsall and a Nick Benito. I think you have to be a certain age to get the reference, Stinky. I don't know. We have to do an age check in here. See who gets that. AJ. What is that? Gold? What do we got? Something coming up here. Ferguson on the red. Trey Harris. Jalen Warren. Montez Sweat. We're just going to go for this. I don't know what we got here. Jack Sawyer. Look at that bad boy. That's a beauty. 2 out of 10 gold, baby. Going to Pittsburgh. That's awesome. Two out of 10. And then a Sanders right behind that on the rookies. That looks good too for Cleveland. Champ is here, number 4. Justin Jefferson, EJ Speed. Pittsburgh. Nick. You out there, Nick? You hit gold. Nice hit. I don't know much about this rookie, but we like gold. Gold is good. Calvin Johnson, Mitchell. We got Calvin Banks for the Saints. Verse, McCaffrey, Ashton. Man, I love these cards. Are just so good looking. On the rookies for the Raiders. We got McMillan on the Gridiron Kings going to Carolina. Bo on the instant. Braylon Allen, John Lynch. Ramondre, Emmett. We got Collins going to the 49ers. Joe Mixon, Taysom Hill, Nick Benito on the Dominators. Sanders on the throwback. We like that. Aaron Rodgers on the bomb squad with Musgrave, Kendre Miller, and a kid reporter. JSN, Tua, T-Mac again for Carolina. There's Carter again for the Giants. Lambjack, Jalen Wright. Mahomes on the Elite Series for KC. Reed Blankenship. Was that? I think that's number 5 right there. I think that's number 5. Pierce and Arashi. Might hit the over. Armstead, Grossman, Will Johnson for Arizona. We got Alfred Collins for the 49ers on the red. Micah, James Conner, Brandon Aubrey on the Action All Pros. Michael Williams. Man, these always look so good. They look like they should be numbered. Looks good. Steve, Cooper Kupp, and a Jennings. Jaden Daniels, Coker, Tesla for the Lions, Kelsey, Likely. We got Abdul Carter again. He's all over this. Caleb Johnson on the throwback for Pittsburgh, Saquon on the instant, Waddle, and Eli Manning. 1 pack to go. I'll do a little recap here in a second. And as always, I'll help you out if you had a rough one. I'm sad it appears as though the downtown's hid from us today. Khalil Mack, Robinson, Mike Green for Baltimore. Gunnar Helm for the Titans on the red press proof. Suggs, Monk, Aaron Donald on the all-time. Travis Hunter on the bomb squad for the Jags. Pat Freiermuth, Josie Jewell, and a kid reporter. All right, let me go through all this. Appreciate you guys. We had Travis Hunter for the Jags on the bomb squad. Nico for Houston out of 68. Will Howard on the Elite Series for Pittsburgh. Egbuka for Tampa Bay out of 199. Chop for Miami on the blue. Xavier Legette on the blue. Jared Verse on the blue. Drake May on the blue. Jaden Bass. Roma Dunze on the blue. Michael Penix, rookie recruits. Michael Williams on the retro. Sanders on the throwback. Tyler Warren on the throwback. Latu on the blue. BTJ on the first year fresh. DJ Moore on the Rockets. Going to the Bears. Caleb primary colors. Jamar Chase on the bronze. That's nice. We had Pat Freiermuth on the rookie phenom patch. Xavier Legette first year fresh. Ashton on the rookies. T-Mac, Gridiron Kings, Sanders on the rookies, Jack Sawyer for Pittsburgh, 2/10. That's a beaut. Rashad Bateman for the Ravens out of 500. Ozzie Newsome for Cleveland out of 425. Abdul Carter for the Giants, 14/25. Ewers again on the retro. Jalen Hyatt, rookie phenom patch. Deuce Vaughn, first year fresh. Troy Franklin, first year fresh. Derrick Henry, My House. Micah, rookie. Devontae on the Gridiron Kings rookies for Kerr Saxon.